Hi, how are you? Welcome to fall 2023. I am Renee, and I am the person that is going to share with you some things that are going to blow your mind. I am excited to share with you the new fall 2023 products. They are without a doubt some of my favorite, especially if you are a baker or if you're a prep person. Both of those things are really, they kind of hit it out of the park this year, and I'm kind of excited to show them to you. So, first and foremost, on the front of the catalog, we have the Prep and Store system. It can be purchased separately or it can be purchased as one big bundle. You can host a show and get it for 50% off. As a matter of fact, you can host a show in September and get it for 60% off. It is fantastic. So let's just jump right in. This piece right here is the store system. I actually have two of these in my refrigerator because I'm a big prep person and they're super helpful for me. Let me show you why. You get three of these little containers, and the containers have got this great vent on the top of it. So whole strawberries, black olives, you've got let me think, tomatoes, that kind of stuff, all the things that are kind of not going to let the air dehydrate them. This is when you hold open the vent. If you want the vent closed, you're looking at things like cut cantaloupe or pineapple or sliced cucumbers or cut tomatoes, because that air will be kind of sealed in here and you're good to go. What's nice about these is they have some different options. So for example, there's a separator in here, and so when I take that separator and I put it right there, I can put onions on one side and I can put cucumbers on the other, and it's not going to kind of transfer, and it's all taken care of right here. I love the fact that I can make this not 3 but 6 individual containers if I want to. Or I can take it out and I can put the whole container together. And what's nice is that on the lid, which snaps right in there, has this great thing for drainage. So if, again, you've got strawberries that are washed and you want to drain them, blueberries, things that you want to get no liquid up underneath, pineapple, all of that kind of stuff, you can see it has a little bit of a lip there, and so you're going to go ahead and allow that to drain, and that makes it so that everything stays fresh. Now, if I have all this filled up with black olives and avocado and tomatoes and cheese and onions and salsa or whatever I decide to put in here, this makes a great container to sit on my counter and allow me to do a taco bar, a breakfast bar, a mashed potato bar, all kinds of things. But if you are smart, you want to keep things safe for people, and so this is where the best part of this comes in. Underneath here are these lovely cool pucks, if you know our cool and serve system. So if you like our cool and serve containers with the egg thing that is on the back of it or whatever, these are the same. This right here goes in the freezer and it stays cold for up to 4 hours, and there's 2 of them. Or you can just leave it in the refrigerator and it will stay cold for up to 2 hours. So if you're putting it on your countertop and you want to make sure that everybody stays safe, you can go ahead and prep everything, stick it in your fridge, stick it out on your counter, and for 2 hours it's gonna stay cold enough that everybody is not gonna have to worry about getting sick because the food is spoiled. So super smart, super great, and that is the store system of the Prep and Store. But the prep section is kind of cool as well, and let me show it to you. Right here is this great cutting board. It is got these awesome pieces that are on here, and so if you look, take a look, that right there will sit there. So when I take this lid off, let's see if I can do it one-handed, I might not be able to, but if I take the lid off and I stick it inside, here we go. You can put it right here, chop, 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 push it right down, and everything goes right inside of here. This store system comes with 2 of these. So if you buy the entire system, you're going to get 5 containers. If you just buy the store system, you're gonna get the 3, and if you buy just the prep system, you'll get the 2. These bars come out, they open up, and they will go inside the side over here and the side that I'm holding over here. And so you can actually configure your counter any way you'd like to have stuff on the side, have stuff in the front, whatever is easiest for you. Nice also is that, I think you can see it, but there's this beautiful beveled lip right here, and the beveled lip is super great for things like juices and that kind of stuff. It's not gonna go running off and all over your counter. So if you buy the entire system, it will be super helpful for you. But if you wanted to go ahead and you're like, you know what, I have a cutting board already, I don't need that kind of stuff, or one that you really like, you can go ahead and just get the one section if you'd like to. When you cut on this cutting board, it will leave some knife marks, and here's why. Your knife and your cutting board, something has to give. And if your cutting board doesn't give, your knife will, which is why we don't recommend people cutting on things like glass, because it doesn't give any give to your knife, and it's going to hurt your knife and not your cutting board. So if you have grooves in your cutting board, that's meant to be. You're supposed to have those there. It's not supposed to be that you're sawing through your cutting board, and if you have a cutting board that has like lots of grooves in it, you can sand it down a little bit. Even something like this, you can give a little fine grit sand and kind of make sure. But this right here is going to show wear, because again, you want your knife to have a little give to it so that your knife is forgiving and your cutting board is the thing that is forgiving it. So hope that helps. All right, let's talk a little bit about spices. I loved good spices, and we knocked it out of the park this year. So first of all, smoked Gouda. So awesome on pasta, popcorn. There's so many great things that you can do with this, and it smells heavenly and is great. I can imagine it being over roast potatoes. Just the sky's the limit with this one, and I'm super glad we did it. Savory umami, I hope I said that right, but say umami is like ramen. So if you have like ramen noodles and you don't like all the sodium in it, this might be a good option for you. You can add this to a little broth or a little warm water, and this is gonna make and flavor your noodles beautifully. And then we also have the ranch seasoning. So our ranch seasoning is great on popcorn, but you can actually make your own ranch salad dressing with this. Some of these are limited, so you want to grab them quickly. If you need a link for something, give me a shout out. I'm happy to help you with that. So the ranch seasoning is great, but then also on top of popcorn, our French toast seasoning is excellent. But I also do this on top of like a French toast casserole. Sometimes I will do it on candied nuts. Sometimes I will have it for just my coffee. It's got like a little cinnamony type of sugar type of thing, and it is really delicious. The other two spices are some of my favorite. If you are a Taste Buds subscriber, you recognize some of these. If you are not a Taste Buds subscriber, let's talk, because you get a chance to sample brand new products before you can buy them. And that's super fun to be the taste tester for Pampered Chef. Savory maple and black garlic. Both are fabulous. Great with pasta, also good with pasta, really good on like your pizza crust and so forth. Black garlic's a little sweeter than regular garlic, and it's unique. And then the savory maple, doing a brown butter sauce. If you're doing, peaches and whipped cream and you want to have like a little bit of, flavor to it, like maple flavor, this is great. Pork chops, all kinds of stuff. So I want to tell you that if you have spices from Pampered Chef and you don't know what to do with them, you should be reaching out to me. I would be more than happy to help you come up with a recipe that makes sure that you use all of your spices in your kitchen. Okay, so speaking of pantry, we have two new mixes. One is the rosemary focaccia bread, so delicious. You get a chance to let it rise, and then you get to do that fun thing when you have the oil where you get a chance to kind of massage in there. And then also what's nice about this is like I added some fresh rosemary in here from my garden. It didn't need it, but definitely enhanced it, so really nice. And then I don't have the other bag because we've already eaten it, and it is the almond pound cake. And guess what? You people who are nut-free, it is nut-free. It's made with almond extract rather than making it with real almonds, and it's just delicious, and I love it. And I love a good pound cake anyway, so if you're interested in something like those would be great enhancements to your pantry. Okay, so let's talk about little enhancements that we did for the catalog this year. These right here are the spreading knife sets. Great for charcuterie boards, but also really good for kind of just using it for sandwiches and so forth. They're pretty, they're ergonomic, and I love these little things because when you have this stuff, you are gonna add it to, maybe you have like an $85 order, you'll add this to it and it'll get you to that 90, and it's gonna get you a free gift with it. So when you need a little enhancement, great if you're doing like a gift at the holidays and you wanna do like a board or something like that for somebody and you wanna add something to it, that's a really great thing. We have a beautiful pizza peel, and I give that with that, and then of course some of maybe the spices or some of like our raspberry habanero sauce, and that makes for a nice little charcuterie kind of gathering together. Okay, these are gonna be the new hot one. I can tell you they are. These are our whisk tongs, and here's what I love about them. They are lockable. They can whisk up anything like your salad dressing or your pancake batter and so forth, but when you open them, they open. And so you can flip your pancakes, or you can take your hard-boiled eggs out of the water, or you can toss your salad and use them as a serving tong. then they lock again, and when they lock, you stick them in your drawer, and they're not gonna be those things that get your drawer stuck forever and a day. Really helpful, super nice. Again, they're silicone coated, so they're not gonna scratch anything. I'm glad that we went ahead and put those together. If you know our Season's Best, we come out with one every fall and every spring, $2, really one of the best values in the catalog, minus the joining opportunity. And we have things like this year, the French onion bake, or we also have a deep dish meatball pizza, and that's great. The brown butter tortellini is made with that savory maple, and I've done this already. I probably would have added some protein to it, but boy, oh boy, was it delicious, and I really enjoyed that. So, and I like that you can make it vegetarian or you can add something to it. So speaking of the deep dish meatball, let me tell you what you would actually make it in. Look at our brand new piece of stoneware. We are going white right now, and they're so lovely. If you don't know stoneware, the stoneware not only is going to take on and season itself, and these are going to be, you know, really nice and brown on the inside once it starts to get seasoned, but it's also going to hold heat for about 30 minutes. So when I take this out of the oven, everything's going to stay warm, but this, because it's enameled on the outside or covered on the outside, it's going to have that beautiful coating, so it's going to look really nice on your table. So that meatball pizza is going to look really pretty when you take it out, or the baked ziti, or whatever it is that you're going to make in here. We also have added 2 more pieces, actually 3 more pieces of stoneware. So we had the large container that it was the 9 by 13 that had the lid with it. This is the stoneware with the lid as well, and it's the square one. So again, this lid is a piece of stoneware. You can actually put things like your garlic knots or whatever you'd like on top of here, and you can bake it in the oven. You can do it separately from your item, or you can do it right on top if you don't have a lot of space. This is going to stay warm, keep your bread warm, and so forth. These are meant, just like the other ones, where you don't want to use this as a lid. It is actually meant as a piece of baking, so you can go ahead and do that. And then additionally, you get the square ping right here, and the square baker is really nice for things like, you know, again, a casserole. If you're a single, you know, empty nest person or whatever, you can easily do that. So you can, just for the 2 of you, and you want to do some sort of, casserole or whatever, you can do that. I'm going to do one last piece of stoneware, and then I'm going to stop this and do a part 2, just so that you guys can follow along and you don't have to watch something that's too long. So we have a mini deep covered baker. So we've had this in cranberry, we've had this in gray, we really like it, and it is something that everybody can use because this makes for a beautiful stone to cook your bread in. It is meant to have the lid on it, so you can actually put it together, but you could do stuffed peppers in here, you could do all kinds of stuff, and it is really handy to have a smaller one. But we also have a larger version as well. Mine just happens to already be in my refrigerator, so I'm showing you just the small one. If you get this and you get if you get a mark or something like that on it, because the white tends to sometimes pick up some things, not always, but if you do, just a little barkeeper's friend or a little like Mr. Clean Magic Eraser can do that for you. So, all right, guys, part 1, I'll be back with part 2, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you. Take care.